we're going to look at a few of the things that you can use the help system for in PowerShell. And it's pretty amazing when you get down to it. First of all, just finding the command you need to perform a task. So you don't have to know a command in order to be able to find it. I'm going to, now don't worry about what I type here because we're going to learn all about that later. But I'm going to type get help *-disk star. And you're going to see several commands here about disks. Clear a disk, get a disk image, set a disk, and so on. So I don't have to know the commands about disks in order to find them here. So it's really cool to help me find commands I want about something. Let's try another one. I'm going to go get help *service. We will use service a lot in this course. And I can get services, start new services, restart services, resume services, set services. I can get a lot of the commands right here in the help system by searching for a word that represents the kind of thing that I want to find. It's really cool. How to run a command without getting errors. Well, let's try, and I'm going to do another one here. Get help, get help. Now let's try get, let's go back to service. Get service full. Okay, now again, don't worry about what these commands are, but what I want to show you, and look at the size of this help file, by the way, it's huge. And up at the top, we have some information called syntax, and this syntax tells us how to construct this command. And we're going to learn how to read this thing later on in this chapter. But it's going to tell us how we can run this command without getting any errors. Next, how commands can be connected to each other. Let's go back here again, and you aren't going to understand this right now, but this line and this piece up here tell us how these commands can be connected together when I take the output of one command and make it the input of another command. So we'll learn all about how to do that later on in the course. Finding the parameters that you can use. Again, let's go back here, and each of these things that has this dash in front of it is what we call a parameter, and so you can learn about all the different parameters that you can use along with a command. You saw me use one at the very beginning, by the way, here. Right here. This is a parameter, one with a dash in front of it. Typing the correct syntax of a command, and again I'm going to remind you of this thing up here called syntax. So how to find that correct syntax, and then the complete functionality of a command. And once again, I want to point out that we have a huge command file that tells us about everything we could want to know about this command, including some examples on how to use it. Example 1, example 2, example 3, and so on. So very, very helpful. So that's some of the things that we can do with the help system. And once again, we will be using the help system over and over and over and over again as we go throughout this entire course. So you will become very familiar with the help system in PowerShell.